After each and every Penguins playoff loss, I take a while to actually, process my thoughts and things like that. And now that I'm doing this and with my YouTube channel and, Penguins fan reactions, I like to make those videos for fun, things like that. Um, it's going to take me even longer to process this. And because of this news that happened on Wednesday, it's going to take me even longer to process the Penguins loss because my mind has really been focused on this. For those of you that don't know, Robert Morris University, the school that I go to, I'm going into my senior year. They, out of the blue, blindsided more than a Tom Wilson hit, said on Twitter, of all places, that they would be canceling, cutting, getting rid of, axing, no longer continuing their Division I RMU men's and women's hockey teams. And I don't know what to say at first because I thought it was a joke. And you know, uh, there's a lot that I have to say about this because I go to the university and because I'm a part of those teams, even though I didn't play. I covered them for Colonial Sports Network and RMU Athletics as just a whole. I've worked games for them and things like that. I'm very upset, but I have to talk about this. I know this is a Penguins channel and things like that. But Robert Morris and the Penguins have a connection there as well. They're partners. Men's hockey just hosted the Frozen Four at PPG Paints Arena. And now they're getting rid of the programs. So, to kind of give you guys a refresher course on what's been happening, again, as I mentioned, 2 p.m., it's actually 2:01 p.m., the official tweet was put out by Robert Morris University, the official Twitter page. All it says was, an update on our men's and women's Division I NCAA hockey teams. Okay, what is this? Are they going to be hosting another tournament? Are they getting, new jerseys? Because men's hockey, I did not like the gray jerseys. It's red, white, and blue, not red, white, and gray. And we were welcomed to Happy 100 Years, Robert Morris, which is going to be coming up this next year. Congratulations for 100 years, and now we're going to be taking away the two most successful athletic programs on campus. I know lacrosse has been great. Chris Howard doesn't really care about lacrosse either, but men's and women's hockey, in my opinion, have been the two most successful programs on campus for Robert Morris in their 14, 15-year history. And I have all their awards and accolades. Well, I don't have them all there because I would run out of room on the whiteboard. But these are the main ones over here, and we'll go over that in a second. But the main thing that that ticks me off about this is that it was completely out of the blue. Not only did the public not sense anything was coming, it was a Wednesday at 2 p.m. Like, you're gonna announce a bombshell tweet which has major implications of the future of the university. The athletes and coaches themselves only learned 10 to 30 minutes before they went public, which there's a story there. And as a journalist at Colonial Sports Network, I'm going to, try and dig even more into that story. And I will have updates as well on CSN and things like that. This will probably be the only video I make on my channel regarding this, unless, something amazing happens. We get the teams back. But the fact that it was only, 20 minutes after they told the teams is either a really bad PR, well, it's a bad PR move no matter what, or there's something there. Now, I don't want to get too in-depth on what this is because I know a lot of my viewers are not even from the Pittsburgh area, but long story short, our university president does not really care about the hockey teams, and he never really has. And I have, worked just about every game since I've been on campus, since 2018, my freshman year. And I've seen Chris Howard there twice, who is our president for Robert Morris University. I believe he was at the Penn State game against, on the island for men's hockey. And then I know for a fact he was on the ice when women's hockey won the CHA regular season championship. And I find it funny how he went out on the ice and celebrated as if he was a part of the team. I know he's a university president, but I don't know. It's just I don't like him. Pretty much this whole thing kind of started, even though it came out of nowhere. This whole thing was not surprising in the fact that last year Robert Morris opened up the UPMC Event Center. It cost $55 million to build that thing. Production was started in 2017, and it was an event center, and it is an event center. It's a beautiful building, and it's for men's and women's basketball as well as volleyball and other events. Graduation was held there. Classes were held there because of COVID and things like that. But something was missing, and there was no hockey in that arena at all. Whether they were going to put a separate arena adjunct to it on there somehow, or be able to make it so that it could be both basketball and volleyball and hockey, it didn't happen. I know I'm not an architect, and I don't know how that would work, but a lot of other schools have done it. And instead, Robert Morris, for those of you that have been to like the Coriopolis, Sewickley area, you know where Robert Morris University is. We don't have a rink on campus. We have to travel about 15-20 minutes to the actual rink, which is on Neville Island. Fun fact, Neville Island was one of the first rinks that Mario Lemieux skated on before he made his comeback from cancer and all that good stuff, but whatever. It's a dinky little rink. It's not an NCAA rink, in my opinion. It's a really nice rink for like youth hockey. When I was a kid, I used to play there. Like I played for the Crawford County Flames, and we played Robert Morris. We didn't play Robert Morris. We played like the Arctic Foxes like once every year, and that was the coolest rink to go to. But in terms of a Division I NCAA rink, and keep in mind, before this decision was announced, Robert Morris was the only Division I hockey teams in Pittsburgh. There's no Duquesne. There's no Pitt. There's no Point Park. No, it's just Robert Morris, and now it's not anymore. So there's a lot of pride there, and I guess now's a good time to talk about what this freaking programs have done. I know, I don't know what alumni I have in terms of subscribers, but Robert Morris is only a school that houses about 5,000 students. It's not the biggest university in the world. So when we have these, awards and accolades, it really means a lot to us here, especially in hockey, which is a growing sport in Pittsburgh. Ever since the Penguins, got Crosby and started to win those cups, a lot of young kids, including myself, have started to play the sport as well, and the growth of hockey in Pittsburgh has been tremendous. And this decision is not helping it. But in the 15, 16, I don't know the exact years, that the programs, both men's and women's hockey team, I know it started in 2004, so I know men's started in 2004. I'm not sure about women's. I believe it was the same year as well. They've done the following. Men's hockey has won the AHA playoff championship, which is their conference, and they went to the NCAA tournament that year as well. They had a great team. Brady Ferguson, we'll talk about him later. He was an absolute madman, and still is. He's still trying to make a name for himself in professional hockey. They also won the AHA regular season championships with Ferguson as well in 2015 and 2016. And as I mentioned, Brady Ferguson played for the Toronto Marlies for a brief stint there, as well as Justin Kapelmaster, who I believe is with the Lake Erie Monsters or the Iowa Wild. He's with the AHL. Both of those players have made it into the AHL, which, you guys are hockey fans, the AHL is the minor leagues of the NHL. We've not had any players make it to the NHL. However, with Furman South, who played hockey for Robert Morris, and then he's now an official in the NHL. And we'll get to Kirsten Walsh as well. Both teams have connections to the Pittsburgh Penguins as official partners, and, as I mentioned before, men's hockey hosted the Frozen Four not once but twice, including just this last year, at PPG Paints Arena, and it was a big deal. They didn't go to it because they were eliminated, but, in terms of the team, but it's a big deal for us as a smaller university, getting the name on the map, putting your name on the map, and, getting a lot of recognition. Women's hockey has been even better, and they have won the CHA championship in 2012, 2019, and this past year in 2021, which means that they made it to the NCAA tournament 3 times as well in the same years. They also won the regular season, CHA regular season championship, which is their division as well. In 2017, 18, and 19, 3 straight years, they've had some incredible players there that I have been lucky to be able to cover. Same with men's hockey as well, but 3 of those players that I've been able to watch and cover, Maggie Legou, Natalie Marcuzzi, and JC Gebhard, have all been drafted into the NWHL, which is the current highest level of women's hockey. And I've made videos on that and, on just the NWHL in general, and just because I care, and I love seeing this. It's good it's great to be able to be somewhat of a part of it. I know I'm not passing the puck to them or anything, but still I've interviewed players that went to the NWHL. I feel pretty good about myself and the university that I chose, my decision to come to Robert Morris because of that. Also, and if this were to ever happen with the men's basketball team, which got the UPMC Event Center and things like that, people wouldn't shut up about it. But since it's on women's hockey, a team that Robert Morris, doesn't really care about as a whole, people don't talk about it as much. And that's the fact that Brienne McLaughlin, who played college hockey for Robert Morris, is an Olympian, a two-time Olympian, and she's a gold medalist as well. As a goaltender, none the least. She didn't walk onto the team as a fourth line center. She was a goaltender. And she's Brienne McLaughlin Biddle now. She married the assistant coach of the former women's hockey team, who moved on to the Penguins Elite. Shout out Logan Biddle. He's a great guy. And, I haven't even gotten to the fact that just everyone in this organization they're good people. And you take that all away. Not only, the family aspect of it. Again, I didn't play for them. I don't think I've ever even stepped on the ice on skates. But, it sucks. Because you don't even get rid of that. Not only do you get rid of the success, you get rid of future success. Because this team is heading in the right direction. They also hosted the Battle of the Berg in 2019. That was at RMU in Cranberry. And, Wisconsin was in that tournament. Sidney Crosby took a picture with the Wisconsin team, which is the only reason why they won that tournament. And that gained a lot of press for these teams, and put them on the map a little bit. And that's all gone now. I mean, it's not gone; it's still in the past. They'll never be able to take that away from us. But what was that for? You're building up something. Maybe this team can be consistently ranked, and get even more tournaments, host the Frozen Four even more, and then they don't, and he just cuts it. Chris Howard does. And I really do think it's Chris Howard. I know there's a lot of people that, had something to say about those decisions, but Chris King, the athletic director here, he was a, big hockey guy. Marty Galosi, who was the main hockey guy, hosted helped, organize the Frozen Four. Don't think it was him. Again, that's more CSN territory that I'll get into. I got to try and dig on that, but I have to give my thoughts on the channel as well. I have to give you guys an update on what's been going through my mind. But for more on this, Colonial Sports Network is the the journalism thing that I'm a main part of. It's the sports section or sports website of it's an affiliate of Robert Morris Century Media, and not to brag or anything, but they've won awards and things like that. And we've won awards and things like that, being able to cover them. We've been Emmy nominated. We won a communicator award for our Stack the Pads podcast, which I was the host of, which covers these teams. And it's all thanks to these teams that we were able to do that at CSN. And for those of you that don't know, again, it's a student-run, publication. I'll have links in the description, things like that. But the most important link that I'll have in the description is hopefully what you guys can all sign, and maybe even chip in a couple bucks towards, so we can get this thing reverted. We still have a couple months before the season starts, which sucks for the players that, have to transfer and things like that. However, it doesn't suck in the aspect that maybe we can get this thing reversed. There's been a change.org and also a GoFundMe page, but the change.org was up first. Adam Maluso, who was also a former CSN guy, RMU Century Media guy, good friend of mine, and as well as a bunch of people at CSN. He started it, and I believe they're at 14,000 signees right now, which is absolutely insane. Mike Ruzioni of the USA's 1980 Miracle on Ice team tweeted that, and he was like, a lot of people are giving our support, and it sucks that it has come to this. We're still prying at them. I know it's only been 2 days, but shouldn't have happened in the first place. But I'll have an article on this as Pittsburgh Sports Castle as well. That may be where you guys have came from, but it sucks. And I have even thought about transferring. I know I'm not an athlete, but I came to Robert Morris to cover hockey and get connections in the Pittsburgh sports media. I don't know where else I could go though, but this university has proven, he's let me down as just a communications major. And I cannot even imagine how much, the athletes and coaches who are now jobless, medical staff, equipment managers, things like that. Not even just the coaches, everyone. Bobby D, the DJ for the Highland Sports Center, Larry Snyder. A lot of people are either left jobless or their jobs have been reduced, And it sucks, man. It really does suck. I need to stop talking here before I get, more angry, but see if I have anything that, Yeah, and then the main thing that still sucks is no updates from RMU. Nothing. They've tweeted that on Wednesday and they haven't said anything yet. Chris Howard, people have been like stalking his Twitter. He liked like a post from Harvard the other day, or it was yesterday, and we're like, "Oh, what are you doing on Twitter? You need to pronounce something." No one has said anything yet. And given the professional manner that they did in the first place, with just a 10-minute Zoom call to tell all the athletes that, hey, you got to find somewhere else, they will honor their scholarships, though. It's pathetic. I would usually I wrap up my videos saying like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I don't even care if you don't like, comment, subscribe. I just hit 300 subscribers yesterday. Thank you so much for that. But if I'm going to force you to do anything, I'm going to force you to sign the change.org. It's completely free to sign the change.org. Help get these athletes and these coaches, and screw it, even me. Like I'm going to be a little selfish here too. I want these teams back. Sign the petition. Put it on Twitter. Share this video. Help Robert Morris Hockey come back. Save RMU Hockey. It's been such a good organization on the right track, and Chris Howard took it away, and we can't let him get away with it. So yeah,